today since the Warriors and the Trojans have already warmed up and we're only a few minutes away from kickoff. The marquee matchup in the area, according to today's Harrisburg Patriot. The Warriors come in here 3-0. Hershey 2-1. Hershey with victories over West York and Milton Hershey and an overtime loss to Cedar Crest. Meanwhile, the Warriors are unblemished with wins over Southwestern, New Oxford, and Big Spring. Last week it was Darnell Johnson exploding with 6 touchdowns against the Bulldogs, and now Johnson has 10 scores on the season, and he and Jared Lynn have provided quite a 1-2 punch for the Warriors. They are numbers 1 and 2 in the area in rushing. Lynn, a converted tight end, all he's done in the first 3 games is rush for over 100 yards per contest. But the Warriors are going to have their hands full here tonight against a Hershey High team and their quarterback, Brock Smith. He's 6'3", 230 pounds, and according to head coach Sam Leedy, he is a handful. And he has back his leading receiver from a year ago, David Bennett. So look for that passing tandem, Smith to Bennett, 41 times last year. They made the connection, and that's a pretty respectable total for a 10-game high school season. Last year, the Trojans defeated the Warriors in Gettysburg 10-7 in a defensive struggle. The key matchups will have the defensive line for Gettysburg trying to stuff the running attack for Hershey, and that's where Smith comes in trying to wing it downfield to Bennett and company. There has been some vulnerability in the secondary for the Warriors. New Oxford scored a couple of touchdowns late through the airwaves, and last week what limited success the Bulldogs did have was in the passing game, so that might be viewed as an Achilles heel. We'll see how the defensive secondary responds. The Warriors have played very well here at this stadium, and they lost a 14-7 decision to the Falcons of Lower Dauphin a couple of years ago when Lower Dauphin advanced to the districts and actually won the district title. So this is a key matchup here tonight. Are the Warriors for real? We're about ready to find out, and before we do, an opportunity to thank our fine fleet of underwriters for tonight's game, and they are Adams County National Bank, Kenny's Market, the Pub and Restaurant, the Gingerbread Man, and the Lynx of Gettysburg. I'll be talking about our sponsors and expressing appreciation for their support throughout the telecast here tonight. The Trojans of Hershey High host the Gettysburg Warriors. I'm Jeff Cook, and Paul Plank will provide you all the lens work when we return with the opening kickoff here on Adams Community Television.
Press box of Hershey Stadium.
The captains for the Warriors, Greg Malowicki, Darnell Johnson, Tyler Scudder, and Jared Lynn meet their opposite numbers at midfield, and they'll reenact the toss. A beautiful night for football. It's a beautiful day. We've had just tremendous weather here in South Central Pennsylvania the last several days, and the Warriors have deferred, so they will have the choice in the second half. Hershey will get the football, so an immediate test, Brock Smith and the high-powered Trojan passing attack against the secondary of the Warriors. Are you ready for some football? Coming up, a great one on ABC. Cowboys, Redskins, but stay tuned for high school football here on ACTV. coming to kick it away for the Warriors. Deep for Hershey, Ryan McMullen and David Bennett. It will be McMullen at the 12, and he's down at the 17. Jesse Trail has done an excellent job on special teams all season, and a great open field tackle. Trojans will start 1st and 10 at their own 17. Connor McKee, the left defensive end. Greg Malawicki and Danny Keeney, the tackles. Terrell Barnes on the right side defensive end. Jared Lynn in the middle. Gets the rest of that defense after this carry. About 3 or 4 yards. Jared Lynn on the stop. Make it 2nd and 7. Second and 7. Smith, the southpaw to throw. He's got a man, still on his feet. Finally, Darnell Johnson gets in on the tackle, but a big gain of about 20 yards for favorite target, David Bennett. Bennett on the quick slant, and Smith threw a strike. 1st and 10 for Hershey. Their own 39. Not much running room. Robin Shaw belts down the ball carrier. Matt Kolbacki on the tote. They're going to call it 2nd and 8. A beautiful artificial turf surface here at Hershey Stadium. Trojans on their opening drive of the night. You're watching this contest on Adams Community Television, the high school football game of the week. Kolbacki again, got about 3 or 4 yards. Kolbacki is a junior, 5'10", 155 pounds. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for Brock Smith. Bennett is the split end to the far side. Smith is looking for him. He's got it. Complete. Little hook pattern. And the spin move made sure that he got the first down yardage. Derek Sistrunk on the stop. And just like that, Smith is 2 for 2. And according to Coach Leedy, he's the best quarterback they've faced all year and shows a lot of poise in the pocket. 1st and 10 Trojans. Clock running, 9 minutes and change in the opening quarter. Smith still has the football. He's got a man wide open, complete. 1st down yardage. Still on his feet and pulling for extra yardage is John Godlaski. 6'3", 230-pound tight end, and he's a handful. And Smith, well, so far the pregame prediction right on target. Smith finding very little success between the tackles trying to run the football, but 3 for 3 for lots of yardage through the airwaves, and the 3rd first down of the drive for the Trojans at the Gettysburg 28. Incomplete, inadvertent contact intended for Bennett on the post, or rather the post corner, and pretty good coverage by Darnell Johnson. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Good job by the Hershey offensive line to keep the would-be sack artists at bay, at least thus far. Special thanks to the Adams County National Bank. They've been serving our local communities here in Adams County since 1857. Give them a call at 334-3161. Adams County National Bank. They do it all for you. Banking, accounting services, and a lot more at ACNB. Bennett again, nice catch. Caught the back tip of the football. And he got about 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3. No doubt the Trojans in 4-down territory. Clock running now, 8 minutes to go in the quarter. Split end to the far side is Ryan Loudermilk, number 39 on the shot. He's actually a flanker. He's 6'5", so an imposing target. Smith is looking for him in the out route. Misfired. Smith got rid of that ball a little prematurely, and Loudermilk could not really finish his route, and the ball incomplete. So now it's 4th and a long 2. The Trojans trying to keep the drive alive. And they go to the no huddle, or they're going to try the field goal. They are going to try the field goal. Smith does it all. He's the place kicker as well. This will be a 37-yard attempt. The kick is up. It looks to be wide left, and it is. No good. So a long drive for the Trojans, but they come up empty. Wide left is the call, and the Warriors will take over at their own 20-yard line. Special thanks to the pub and restaurant on the square in Gettysburg. They are personable and professional at the pub. Open 7 days a week for your enjoyment. It's where good friends meet. Victuals, libations galore. You'll find them all at the pub and restaurant, Lincoln Square in Gettysburg. Thank you for your support. Jared Lynn spinning and twisting for a couple. Stuffed nicely by Dan Habig. He's a 6'2", 275-pound defensive tackle. So whoever's going to have to block Habig is going to have their hands full tonight. 7 minutes and change to go, 2nd and 9. Give Lynn a yard. You're watching this high school game of the week on ACTV, Channel 10 on your Adelphia dial. The pitch, Johnson has running room, still on his feet, and a flag down. Flag on the play. They went toss sweep to the far side, and Johnson, you could tell as the play was developing, he had running room, appeared to pick up the first down, but it's going to be an illegal block against the Warriors, and will negate that fine gain by Darnell Johnson. They're a good grocer, they're a good neighbor. They're Kenny's Market, and they've got a store near you. Gettysburg, Littlestown, Spring Grove, and Tawnytown. They serve all those communities. And your gold card is the passbook to tremendous savings at Kenny's Market. We thank you for your support, and if you appreciate watching the game of the week here on ACTV, go and patronize these businesses and tell them that you thank them for their generous support. Jesse Trail splits to the near side. Terrell Barnes flank to the far. Scudder for Barnes and nearly intercepted. Kolbaki got leather on it, couldn't pull it down. And that was actually Darnell Johnson on the pattern. Johnson splits time between wideout and wide receiver. That time he went into the wideout mode, ran a post route, and it'll be 3rd and 10. So Johnson got the yardage. It was negated by the penalty, and thus with the incomplete pass on 2nd down, it's 3rd and 10. Trail to the near side as the flanker. Scudder to throw. intended for Terrell Barnes. And it looks like interference is going to be called on David Bennett. Barnes tried to stretch out for the football, and I'm not sure that Bennett really interfered, but the Warriors will take the call. It is interference against the Trojans, and it will give the Warriors a first down. The home fans over here on the Hershey side really don't appreciate that call. They thought incidental contact, and the ball was overthrown. I mean, that's a question, was it catchable? But in the referee's opinion, or the official's opinion, the defender impeded Barnes' route to the ball, and that's the flag. So 1st and 10 on the penalty. Special thanks also to the Gingerbread Man, 217 Steinwehr Avenue in Gettysburg. Spirit Merchant and Grocer. Good things happen when you go to the G-Man. Darnell Johnson got about 5 yards right up the gut. So when you go, next time you go to the Gingerbread Man, tell the staff there that you really appreciate their support. High school football game of the week on ACTV. Ditto the pub and restaurant. 2 of my favorite restaurants, and my family's as well. We always have a great meal at the pub and at the Gingerbread Man. 2nd and 7. The counter play to Johnson, tries to get outside, skips away from one man, spin move, still on his feet, and has the first down yardage near midfield. So Johnson on a 10-yard scamper on the counter play, misdirection. The play starts out coming to the left, and then Johnson goes to the right. Wisely, the wideout on that side, I think it was Terrell Barnes, did not try to throw a block. Would have been called illegal block to the back, and Johnson, with his speed and elusiveness, able to avoid the tackle. Straight ahead, Jared Lynn got a couple. Left tackle for the Warriors is Mike Amaro. And on the left side, it's number 69, Danny Keeney. 2nd down and 8. Connor McKee, tight end, to the near side. To give us to Johnson. Nice stop. And he's dropped in his tracks by Godlaski. So Godlaski goes both ways, and it's 3rd and 6. Number 69 now playing tackle for the Gettysburg Warriors, Dan Keeney. That name rings a bell. More specifically, the name Dan Keeney rings the dinner bell. Dan is the son of George Keeney, new executive chef at the Lynx at Gettysburg. Keeney prepares the area's most delectable Sunday brunch buffet every week, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. 3rd and 6. Scudder rolling left, firing, has a man, incomplete. Great job by the defender to separate Jesse Trail from the football. And that was Chris Baker on the coverage. The Lynx at Gettysburg, recently ranked the number 6 public golf course in the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Don't forget that Sunday brunch buffet every week, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call 359-8000, extension 50 to make your reservations this Sunday. George Keeney also provides the culinary excellence to make every wedding reception a day not to be forgotten. The Lynx and George Keeney, what a team! And what a team, the Warriors are going to punt it away on 4th down. Baker watches it bounce into the end zone. 1st and 10 for Hershey. What a team, just like Dan Keeney and the Gettysburg Warriors. Visit the Lynx at Gettysburg this Sunday for Chef George's Sunday Brunch Buffet with a spectacular view. Tim Newman got all of that one, 49 yards on the kick. Thank you to the Lynx of Gettysburg for your excellent support. And if you'd like a personal message to one of your gridiron heroes, you want to get involved in the underwriting here at ACTV, give me a call. I'm Jeff Cook, 334-8516. And if you want to order a copy of the tape here tonight, you can call the TV station at 334-3000. Timeout, Hershey. We'll take a TO as well. 4:30 to go here in the opening quarter. We are scoreless. Three receivers to the far side. Smith has time and incomplete, intended for Loudermilk. Excellent coverage by Jesse Trail. And you can hear the reaction of the Hershey fans. They think Trail arrived just before the football, but no flag. 2nd and 10, so after hitting his first three, Smith has misfired on his last 3 attempts. That was drilled to the target, and Loudermilk, you can't fault him. He was just separated from the football, and a fine defensive play by Jesse Trail. Again, they send the 3 wide receiver set to the far side. Godlaski, the tight end, to the near. Straight ahead. Kolbacki on the carry. Rather, that's Alex Agosti. Lynn on the stop, but not before Agosti has 11 yards and a first down. Trojans on the march once again. Unusual program here at Hershey. They list the players by their class. This one you think you've seen it all. Out of the I formation, he gives second man through is Agosti. Why not give it to him until he stopped? And that time he got about 9 yards on the carry. R.J. Van Brakel on the stop. And that was Matt Kolbacki, so I think I got these 2 backs figured out now for Hershey. Baker and Bennett, a slot to the near side, out of the eye. And Smith to throw. He's pressured. Great catch by Bennett. Got about 14 yards on the catch. Excellent coverage by Darnell Johnson, and somehow Bennett came down with a football. He's a glue-fingered receiver, already with a couple of catches here this morning, around this evening, here in the first quarter. 3:14 to go, first quarter from the Warrior 44, no score. Slot to the far side, Godlaski, tight end, to the near. Alex Agosti is the up back. Kolbacki out of the eye. It's Agosti on the carry, stacked up. Corbin in on the play along with Jared Lynn and Connor McKee. And Agosti held to about 1.5 yard gain. Jared Lynn is the defensive signal caller from his inside linebacker position. Paul Krenzer is the other inside linebacker. And you have R.J. Van Brakel and Robin Shaw as the outside linebackers. In the secondary, it's Dirk Sistrunk, Darnell Johnson, and Jesse Trail at the safety position. And Jared Lynn ran off the sideline. I'm not sure if he had an equipment adjustment or what the situation is. Brian Smith replaces him in the lineup. And it looks like they're working on perhaps a strap or something for Jared Lynn's shoulder pads. Wide receiver to each side. Smith, short drop, intended for Bennett. Knocked away beautifully by Darnell Smith. Or Darnell Johnson, I'm sorry. Smith's pass was floated out there to Bennett, who's shaken up on the play. And a great play by Darnell Johnson to break it up, because Bennett had 2 hands on it, and it looked like another 20-yard gain, and now they're tending to Bennett. Officials timeout on the field, and we'll take a timeout as well. We're scoreless here in the first quarter with 2:22 to go. Third and about 8 for the Trojans. Bennett finally shook off the cobwebs, but he's replacing the lineup. Loudermilk and Baker Slot to the far side. Smith to throw. Pump fakes. Has a man. Intercepted by Jesse Trail. Jesse Trail with the INT. The pass intended for Baker. And Trail, it was one of those joint possession situations until the end when Trail wrestled the ball away. So 1st and 10 Warriors at their own 15. So Trojans 0 for 2 in drives. They missed the field goal and now the INT. Tyler Scudder at the controls. Jared Lynn has returned to the lineup. The counter to Johnson. Still on his feet. 20, 25, 30. He might go the distance. They're not going to catch him. He's a legitimate track star. He's inside the 20. One man to beat. Darnell Johnson. 85 yards to pay dirt. On the counter. Talk about the game breaker. His 11th touchdown of the season, a one-play drive, 85 yards. Darnell Johnson, and once you got the interference from Jesse Trail at the top of your screen, you knew he was gone. Once he got inside about the 45-yard line, he just turned on the afterburners, and there was no catching him. 1:57 to go in the first. Tyler Scudder is good with the extra point attempt out of the hold by Bradley Thompson. So the Warriors draw first blood. They bend but don't break. 7 points off the turnover, the interception by Jesse Trail, and now the 85-yard touchdown bolt by Darnell Johnson. It's 7-0 Warriors. We'll pause. Seven nothing Gettysburg. In case you just joined us, we're Adams Community Television, Channel 10 on your Adelphia dial. Jimmy Newman puts it into the end zone. A touchback by rule. You can't return it from the end zone, so Trojans are 80 yards away from a tying touchdown. So Brock Smith will try to put that interception out of his mind. Slot to the far side. Derek Sistrunk in coverage. The draw play, Kolbacki spins and nobody there, no room, and Krenzer polished him off. Paul Krenzer, the junior linebacker, is a run stuffer. And when you have Malowicki, Keeney, Lynn, and Krenzer in the middle, it's awful tough to run the football. Darnell Johnson, meanwhile, already over 100 yards in the first quarter. Baker split to the near side. Loudermilk in motion. Has the quick pass. Good job by Darnell Johnson to limit him to about a 4 or 5 yard gain, and it'll bring up a third down at about 4.5 yards. So Bennett has returned to the lineup after being shaken up. Loudermilk flank to the near side. Bennett split to the far. Agosti and Kolbacki out of the eye. Smith to throw. Nice catch. Bennett went down and got it. Got about 9 yards, only needed 4. So Dave Bennett, you can see how he had 41 grabs a year ago. He is slippery and he is very sure-handed. A senior Wide receiver already with 4 catches here in the first quarter. Under a minute now to go. First quarter action here on your high school game of the week. Hershey hosting Gettysburg. First man through, Agosti. Nothing doing, R.J. Van Brakel. He holds Agosti to about a yard. Corbin into the lineup now, replacing Morrow. Gettysburg Warrior Band doing a great job, as always, on the far side under the direction of Matt Alosi. Could be the last play of the quarter. 5 seconds, 3, 2. Smith taking a long time, and he just doesn't get it off. So it'll be a 2nd and 9 when we start the second quarter after this pause. Second and 9, Brock Smith at the controls. Drops, looking for a man. Bennett complete. Beautiful pass by Smith. He just zipped it out to Bennett on the quick out pattern, kind of a curl out. Bennett with 5 catches here early, testing the secondary. This is going to be their modus operandi, unless they can, maybe get some positive yards on a draw or something like that. But they just don't appear able to run the football. This will be a key test. 3rd and 1. Let's see what they call here. But Brock Smith's so accurate, they can just move down the field with a short passing game. Nothing doing. Kilbaki stopped in his tracks. Greg Malawicki and Curtis Corbin in on the stop. So they force a punt. Kilbaki lost the yard. They almost had to go to the run, but you just had the feeling they weren't going to make it. That's just the way this game is shaking out so far. So the 3rd drive results in a punt. Hershey's been able to move the football, but Warrior defense forcing their offense to stall, and now Trail with a fumble on the punt, and the Trojans have it at the Hershey 23. So talk about a test. The Warrior defense will be put to the test here as the Trojans with a short field to operate on. Gettysburg turned its turnover into points. Can Hershey do likewise? 10:29 to go here in the second quarter. Malawicki and Danny Keeney, the defensive tackles. 1st and 10, Smith. Looking to throw. Now he looks to run the option, found the seam, and Malawicki dragged him down, but not before Brock Smith got about 3 or 4 yards. R.J. Van Brakel in on the play as well. Number 69 playing tackle for the Gettysburg Warriors, Dan Keeney. The name rings a bell. The dinner bell. Dan, the son of George Keeney, new executive chef at the Lynx at Gettysburg. George prepares the area's most delectable Sunday brunch buffet every Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call 359-8000, extension 50 to make reservations. 2nd and 6. Slot to the near side. Smith to throw. He's got a man. Baker with the catch and the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Trojans at the Gettysburg 11. A well-thrown ball. Brock Smith to Chris Baker. And you brides-to-be out there, George Keeney provides the culinary excellence to make every wedding reception a day not to be forgotten. Make your dreams come true with the Lynx and George Keeney. What a team, just like Dan Keeney and the Gettysburg Warriors. Visit the Lynx at Gettysburg this Sunday for Chef George's Sunday Brunch Buffet with a spectacular view. Thank you for your support. The Lynx at Gettysburg. Smith to throw again. Hit! And he's going to be sacked. I think Malawicki hit him first, and Brock at 230 pounds. He's hard to jack to the ground. Terrell Barnes, defensive end, and R.J. Van Brakel all kind of met at the quarterback along with Malawicki. So that helps the defensive cause for the Warriors. 2nd and 14, under 9 minutes to go. Gettysburg defense a year ago kind of labored in obscurity under the radar. They got the job done, but the offense couldn't score. And thus the 4-6 record, and the Warriors have turned it around in a big way here in 2004. Slot to the far side. Smith looking to throw. Intercepted. Connor McKee picked up the screen pass. 50, 40, 30, 20. He's going to score. Connor McKee, 68 yards. Defensive end, the senior. And another huge play by the Warrior defense. No flags, Connor McKee. He doesn't get that many touches on the offense at tight end, but he made the most of his opportunity, read that play perfectly. Smith tried to dump a middle screen, and McKee was all over it. Took that loaf of bread 67 yards to the house, and Tyler Scudder will attempt the point after. 8:13 to play. The kick is good, and there's a flag down. It could be a roughing call. Brock Smith taking out some frustration as he leveled the holder, and it is going to go against Brock Smith. So he took out some of his frustration. 2 INTs on Smith, and great job by the defense. The Trojans can't run the ball, and Smith throwing on nearly every down. And that time, you can tell there's some time spent watching film because McKee snipped out the screen, and he was not going to be denied. Connor McKee listed at 6 feet, and he went into the air and snared the pigskin and rumbled 67 yards. And nobody close to catching him. Well, if your stomach's rumbling, head to the pub and restaurant on the square in Gettysburg. Open 7 days a week for your enjoyment. Victuals, libations galore. It's where good friends meet. Thank you to Lisa Graham and all the fine staff at the pub and restaurant, Lincoln Square in Gettysburg. And now, after the Brock Smith penalty, a 15-yarder roughing call, and Newman will be kicking off from the Trojan 45-yard line. Staunch play by the Warrior defense. And Newman nearly splits the uprights. Second touchback of the contest for Timmy Newman, and once again, Hershey forced to start at their own 20. All for the Warriors. Bend but don't break defense. Darnell Johnson, 85 yards on the counter after the interception by Jesse Trail. And then after it looked like the Trojans were in position to score a tying touchdown, a sack forced 2nd and long, and then McKee with a 67-yard INT returned for a touchdown. Flag down is going to go against Hershey. Bennett on the catch, but this one's coming back. I think there was premature motion by the backfield, and that is the call, backfield in motion by the referee. So it'll be, instead of a 1st and 10 at near the 40, it's going to be a 1st and 15 from the 15. Backfield. Jeff Cook and Paul Platt Blank bringing you the action. High school football game of the week from Hershey Stadium. And so far, it's been all Warriors on the scoreboard. 14-0. 8:05 to go in the second quarter. Loudermilk in motion. Brock Smith. The give is to Agosti. He got a couple. Got most of the penalty yardage back, so it'll be second and about 12 or 13. Jared Lynn on yet another tackle. Clock ticking, 7:40 to go in the half. Special thanks to the Gingerbread Man, 217 Steinwehr Avenue in Gettysburg. Check out the G-Man tonight for an outstanding meal, open 7 days a week. Spirit Merchant and Grocer, the Gingerbread Man. Smith to throw, and he's got Bennett for first down yardage. Lynn and Van Brakel finally home to the turf, but Bennett, he's got Velcro hands, and he can catch everything. And what a great combination, Brock Smith to Dave Bennett. You can tell they've got a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain karma between them, and Brock Smith knows Bennett's every move. When he makes the out move, the football is there. Smith steps inside, looking for a seam. Cuts back to beat Krenzer and has about 9 yards. Terrell Barnes and Malowicki finally rack him up, but not before Smith on the option has a 9-yard pickup. So it's going to be probably their best bet on the ground is going to be Smith on that option play where he tries to find a seam and cut it up. Got about 8 yards, so call it 2nd and 2. Trojans on the move once again, but they've been able to move the football between the 20s, but they can't punch it in the red zone. Now there's great running room for Kolbaki. He got about 20 yards and finally bumped out of bounds at the Gettysburg 37-yard line. So Kolbaki with his best run of the night. So most teams use the run to set up the pass, and Hershey just the opposite. They use the pass, and sometimes it does set up the run. 1st and 10. Kolbaki with a nifty pickup, and Trojans on the move once again, but still nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. 3 wide receivers set to the near side. Smith has time, and now he's hit as he threw, incomplete. Receiver was all alone. Bennett was 10 yards behind any defender. Actually, that was Chris Baker. And fortunately for the Warriors, the ball was underthrown. Credit the pressure, though, by the pass rush. They finally put a little heat on Brock Smith. 6:05 now to go in the second quarter. Special thanks to Kenny's Market, with stores to serve you in Littlestown, Spring Grove, Tawnytown, and Gettysburg. One of my favorite places to shop. Kenny's Market. Bring your gold card and it'll open the door to tremendous savings at Kenny's. Van Brakel with the initial hit, but Kolbaki with enough strength to pick up yardage. So it'll be 3rd and about 6. Under 6 minutes now to go in the half. Big play for both teams. This is the area of the field where the Gettysburg defense seems to stiffen. Smith on a drop. He's blindsided and dropped for a loss. Terrell Barnes. Nobody blocked the left defensive end, and he came storming in. That is Smith, the southpaw. That's his blind side. He couldn't see the heat. And Barnes wrapped him up for a big loss. And now the Trojans will have to punt it away. Warriors again force the turnover, at least the turnover on downs here. Smith surveying the real estate. He punts and angles it for the corner. Out of bounds at about the 12. Serving Adams County, Gettysburg and surrounding communities since 1857. That's 6 years before the famous battle. It's the Adams County National Bank. Something you can count on since 1857. At ACNB, they do it all for you. Banking, financial planning, accounting, and more at ACNB. Serving you at Lincoln Square in Gettysburg or a branch office in your neighborhood. Give them a call at 334-3161. Adams County National Bank. Slot formation to the far side. Warriors start the drive at their own 13. Lynn and Johnson out of the eye. It's Johnson still on his feet to the 20. Got about 7. Brock Smith finally whipsawed him to the ground. It'll be 2nd and 3. And if you're Coach Leedy and the Warriors staff, you just want to avoid a turnover here. I mean, great if you can add to this 14-0 lead. Excellent. But the thing you don't want to do is give up the football and let Hershey get right back in this thing with a touchdown late here in the second quarter. Split backs, little mix-up, but Jared Lynn still able to get the football, and it looks like he's going to be close to first down yardage as he drove the pile forward. Good job to lead the attack by center Kyle Miller. Adam Heidel in there at the guard position. Danny Keeney, Michael Morrow, the tackles, and rather, I guess Danny Keeney's the left guard and Paul Krenzer, the left tackle. I'll check that alignment for you. Connor McKee, the tight end, he had his moment in the sun a few minutes ago with a 67-yard return of an interception for a touchdown. But he's not in there at the moment. Timeout on the field. DJ Stahl at the tight end position. So Coach Leedy wants to talk about his play selection here. 1st and 10. 3:29 to go in the half. You're watching High School Football Game of the Week on Adams Community Television. First and 10 as Coach Leedy trots to the near sideline. 3 wide receiver set. Quick pitch. Darnell Johnson. He hit a seam and got about 8 yards. Under 3.5 to go in the half. Coach Leedy's assistants are Mike Monadoro, Josh Sieg, Bob Murrin, Chris Bowman, Judy Zentz, Eldridge Moses, Willie Green, Skip Dudash, and Chad Deckard. 2nd and 2 Warriors. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. Tyler Scudder at the controls. The counter play to Johnson. This time, the Trojans sniff it out pretty well. Not much room at all for Johnson. Will Knackless on the stop. 6'2", 247-pound senior lineman. Warriors 3rd and about a foot as the clock ticks down to the 2:20 mark of the second quarter. Offset eye is the formation, power eye rather. Johnson picks up the first down and more. Sachets out to about the 43 where the Warriors will get a fresh set of downs. Clock stopped with 2:10 to go as they reset the chains. I formation. Scudder to throw. Looking for Terrell Barnes. There's contact again and no flag this time. Chris Baker on the coverage. And it looked like some, what now will be deemed inadvertent contact. No flags. Johnson again off the left side. Paul Krenz with the left tackle, Danny King in the left guard on that left side, and it's going to be 3rd and about 3. Well, all of a sudden you start to look at the clock. The Warriors on the move at midfield, but a buck 20 to play, so officials timeout. Godlaski coming over to the sideline. Third and about 3 for the Warriors. They try to pick it up on the ground, and it looks like Darnell Johnson has the first down to the 46. 1 minute to go. And now the Warriors call a timeout. They have one timeout left, and they're going to talk a little bit about clock management as they try to get in position for perhaps at least a field goal try. 1 minute to go in the second quarter. 14-0 Warriors will return. 1st and 10 Warriors with 1 minute to go. Split backs. Scudder to throw. Steps up. Has a man. Complete to Jesse Trail for a gain of about 7. Trail out of bounds near the 37, but there's a flag on the play, and it's a holding call against the Warriors. They're going to move it 10 yards from the point of the foul, and the Warriors all of a sudden, they may go into a run out the clock mode here, because instead of a 2nd and 4 from the 37, they're going to have a 1st and about 23 from their own 39-yard line with 53 seconds to go. So if you're Coach Leedy, again, you don't want to see, you're perfectly happy with his 14-0 lead going into the locker room. You certainly don't want to let the Trojans back in it. So I still look for them to keep it on the ground here in this 1st and 23 situation. But what do I know? Scudder to throw. And now he gets outside and he's knocked out of bounds, but he picked up about 8 yards. Good job by Tyler Scudder. Nice decision not to try to force it in to coverage. He got some positive yardage, stopped the clock with 45 seconds to go. It's now 2nd and about 16. Still on their own side of the field. So this next play or two is really going to determine Coach Leady's mindset. No, his main mindset is just don't turn it over. Keep these positive vibes flowing. High formation. Draw play. Darnell Johnson, then in the backfield, and still on his feet, spinning and twisting to the 45. It'll be 3rd and 9. Clock running, though, now with 30 seconds to play in the half. Jeff Cook and Paul Plank bringing you the high school football game of the week. Channel 10 on your Adelphia dial. Adams Community Television. Slot to the near side. Scudder to throw. He's got a man. Same pattern as before. Jesse Trail picked up the first down to the 34-yard line. So excellent job by the Warriors conserving clock, but now only 4 seconds to go. That was a long count. There was 30 seconds to go before that play, and it didn't seem like the play took 26 seconds to develop. So obviously a long count, and are they going to try a 51-yard field goal? I think not. They're probably just going to throw the ball down in the end zone and Cover like a punt, the Hail Mary. Lone setback is Lynn. Scudder. Isolation on Terrell Barnes. Incomplete. Bennett on the coverage. So 3 receivers to the right. Terrell Barnes alone to the left. They run a fly pattern, but good coverage by Dave Bennett. And that brings us to the half. We're going to pick up the action and bring you some of the Gettysburg band here during the break, but the teams head to the locker room. It's been all Warriors on the scoreboard. Hershey able to move the football, but unable to cash it in. Our score at the half, Gettysburg 14, Hershey nothing.
900 Chambersburg Street, Gettysburg.
Just Jennifer Gallery has very cool stuff. Just Jennifer Gallery, located on 33 York Street in downtown Gettysburg. Just Jennifer Galleries has a wide selection of pottery, hand-blown glass, candles, and handcrafted silver jewelry from around the world. You can also find accent pieces for the home, antiques, rugs, and great gift ideas. Just Jennifer's represents over 40 artists, such as world-renowned Harley-Davidson artists Scott Jacobs and David Ewell, as well as Native American artist Raymond Yarba of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Stop by Just Jennifer's on the first Friday of every month for First Friday, Gettysburg style. A new artist is featured every month and refreshments are served. Just Jennifer's. Very cool stuff, great prices.
Wells Brothers, a local family-owned and operated company for over 20 years, is looking for company drivers, owner-operators, and small fleets to add to our expanding operations. We have dedicated runs available for local, regional, and over-the-road drivers with no-touch, driver-friendly freight. We offer the best late-model conventional equipment available to make sure our drivers have the comfort they deserve. If you're looking to find a long-term home with a relaxed, friendly working environment, please call us for more information. 800-541-8973.
Harvest for everything and gives you a real good feel as to what's going on.
Well, we got also on the program today, we're going to have Dennis Silvers.
We're ready for the third quarter. Tremendous performance by the Gettysburg Warrior Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Matt Alosi. Excellent leadership by band president Chad Cook and vice president Jeff Harner as well. Brock Smith. We have some statistical highlights from the first half. Smith to kick it away, so the Warriors deferred. They put the onus on their defense, and that shows how much confidence they have in their defensive side of the football. So Smith, 10 out of 15 for 116 yards, but no scores. David Bennett, he's as good a receiver as you'll see at this level. He'll be playing football somewhere on Saturdays next year. 7 catches, 83 yards, but that duo has been kept out of the end zone. Meanwhile, Darnell Johnson, 12 carries, 155 yards, including the 85-yard touchdown bolt after the Jesse Trail interception. And now there's a flag on the play. Some kind of personal foul, perhaps, but that was a touchback as Smith put the ball in the end zone. Yeah, and you know, Hershey, they're trying to get fired up. And instead of a touchback and making the Warriors start 1st and 10 at their own 20, one of the linemen did something silly, a cheap shot somewhere in the middle of the field. We didn't see it up here in the booth, but the official did. And so now the Warriors are out of the hole and they start at their own 35. That's a big penalty. Coach Gump May and the Trojan staff can't be happy with that turn of events. Third quarter action here on the high school football game of the week. Jeff Cook and Paul Plank bringing you all the angles. Slot to the near side. Derek Sistrunk is the flanker. Jesse Trail the split end. Offset eye, split backs actually. This time it's Darnell Johnson. Got Navy back to the line of scrimmage, and that was all. The hole, such as it was, closed very quickly. Agosti on the stop. Actually, it was Kolbacki on the stop. So it's 2nd and 10. Johnson, no gain. Just underway here in the third quarter. Split backs. The counter play to Jared Lynn. He was held in check in the first half. This time he picks up 6 or 7 yards. Jared Lynn, 3 carries, 8 yards in the first half. Scudder, 3 carries, 11 yards. So those are your statistical highlights. 3rd and a short 4. Tyler Scudder's only thrown a few times. Did draw that interference call early on that helped in the field position battle. 2 tight end set out of the eye. The givers to Darnell Johnson. And he's got the first down. Nice job by Kyle Miller, the center, leading the charge. And Johnson kind of tucked in behind him. And 1st and 10 Warriors at their own 46. Warriors on the move. Again with a 2 tight end set. Brian Smith and Connor McKee are the tight ends. Darnell Johnson is knifed down after maybe a yard. And that was a sophomore, Jason Elmore. Elmore's been active here. So he, for one, at least was inspired by Coach May's halftime remarks. 2nd and 10. Elmore with a couple of stops here early on. Let's see if Coach Leedy goes to the airwaves. Under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gettysburg with a 14-0 lead. Jared Lynn goes in motion. The quick pitch to Darnell Johnson, tries to get outside, and he does. But Godlaski has a hold of him, and Godlaski limits Johnson to about a 3-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd and about 7. Special thanks to the Pub and Restaurant for your continued support over the years, many, many years, supporting high school athletics here on ACTV. Thank you so much to Lisa Grimm and the fine staff at the Pub and Restaurant on the square in Gettysburg. They're personable and professional. Open 7 days a week for your enjoyment. Victuals, libations galore. You'll find them all at the Pub and Restaurant. Thank you for your support. Slap to the near side. Split backs. Scudder at the controls. 3rd and 7. The draw to Lynn, and he goes nowhere. Godlaski with a couple of big stops in a row, and it looks like Timmy Newman and the punting unit are coming out for the Warriors. Special thanks as well to Kenny's Market. They're a good neighbor and a very good grocer with outstanding stores to serve you in Spring Grove, Tawnytown, Littlestown, and Gettysburg. Bring your gold card. It's the ticket to tremendous savings. One of my favorite stores, Kenny's Market. Newman to kick it away. Chris Baker deep, lets it bounce. Takes a sideways roll, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Brock Smith and the Trojans at their own 27-yard line. G-Man, where are we going to eat? How about the G-Man, the gingerbread man? Outstanding service, outstanding meals, an outstanding experience every time you visit the Gingerbread Man, 217 Steinware Avenue. Spirit Merchant and Grocer, an outstanding restaurant, accessible to you. Visit as often as you can and thank them for their very generous support. Brock Smith to throw. He's got Loudermilk. Loudermilk with his second grab. Looks like he's got about 13, maybe 11 yards and a first down. So Loudermilk in this offense known as the other end, because so prolific is David Bennett and his ability to catch the football. If you pay too much attention to Bennett, you have the 6'5" Loudermilk running free, and 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Two costly interceptions for Brock Smith. He airs this out and intercepted by Darnell Johnson. Intended for Loudermilk. The ball overthrown and Johnson caught it like a receiver. Third interception. Well, Brock Smith has such touch on the football that somebody seems to grab it every time, either offensively or on defense. So Jesse Trail, Connor McKee, and Darnell Johnson all with INTs. And this heralded Warrior defense as advertised here tonight. They're making big play after big play. 1st and 10, offset I formation. Robin Shaw in motion to the far side. The give is to Darnell Johnson, look out. 17 yards in a hurry. Chris Baker on the stop. They'll mark it at midfield, 1st and 10 Warriors. The Warriors have excellent defense. You can bank on it, and you can bank on the good folks at Adams County National Bank as well. They've been serving your local community since 1857 for all your banking needs, financial planning, and much more. Adams County National Bank. Jared Lynn starting to get loosened up now and getting into the thick of things. Another 7-yard carry for Lynn, held in check in the first half. He's already doubled his rushing total from the first 2 quarters. Warriors pounding the football, trying to chew up the clock. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third. Trail to the near side, Robin Shaw in motion to the far. Again, it's Darnell Johnson off the left side, cuts back inside of his lineman and picks up another first down. Darnell Johnson over 175 yards. Looks like he's headed to 200 plus an INT. Throw that in the mix. Hard to argue with him as an early leading candidate for player of the game honors. Clock running now down to the 6-minute mark. Jesse Trail splits to the near side. Derek Sistrunk shifts to the far, and now they burn a timeout, and Coach Leedy not happy about the mix-up. But they avoid the penalty. 1st and 10, you don't want to go backwards. Gettysburg driving, and with a 14-0 lead over Hershey here in the third quarter. We'll pause. Jesse Trail split to the near side with Derek Sistrunk in the slot. Split backs for Tyler Scudder. 1st and 10. Sistrunk in motion to the far. The pitch, Jared Lynn ducks inside. Gets knocked forward for about 6 yards. So Jared Lynn already with 20 yards here in the quarter. And it'll be 2nd and a long 4. Great job by the offensive line. Coach Leedy getting great line play by Kyle Miller, Adam Heidel, Michael Morrow, Paul Krenzer, and Danny Keeney. Along with tight end Connor McKee. Darnell Johnson breaks tackle, skips at the 5, and dives forward to about the 2. Could be a face mask tacked on at the end. So that's going to put him over 200 yards. And the Warriors will have a 1st and goal at the 5. Looks like a face mask. Well, I guess they were just, he was marking it. They didn't give him that last dive at the end. It wasn't a flag, it was the bean bag marking the point of forward progress. So 1st and 10, 1st and goal rather, from the 5. Scudder hands to Darnell Johnson, and he's into the end zone. 5-yard run to glory for Darnell Johnson. The Warriors taking control of this contest. So Johnson started the drive with the INT, and he finishes it off with a 5-yard run. 20-0, point after attempt Tyler Scudder out of the hold by Bradley Thompson. And that ball crawled over the crossbar. So it's 21-0 Warriors. 4:43 to go in the third. Brock Smith and the Trojans have their work cut out for them when we return. Timmy Newman to kick off. Darnell Johnson a 5-yard touchdown run to give the Warriors a 3-score lead. Chris Baker watches it bounce into the end zone. Another touchback 3 times. Timmy Newman has pinned the Trojans at their own 20. Great job by the offensive line, and you've seen a lot of Danny Keeney at the left guard position on the offensive line for the Warriors. Dan Keeney, that name rings a bell. How about the dinner bell? Dan is the son of George Keeney, new executive chef at the Lynx at Gettysburg. George prepares the area's most delectable Sunday brunch buffet every Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make a call to reserve your spot now, 359-8000, extension 50. Play action, and Smith completes it. Pass thrown to Acosti. About a 7-yard gain to Alex Acosti. Nice job by Smith with the pressure to get the ball away. He's great touch. Getting back to that brunch buffet, the Lynx and George Keeney, what a team. Just like Dan Keeney and the Gettysburg Warriors. Visit the Lynx at Gettysburg this Sunday for Chef George's Sunday Brunch Buffet. The brunch buffet with a spectacular view. Bennett with another catch, his 8th of the game, and looks like a first down for the Trojans. And it is 1st and 10. Under 4 minutes to go in the third. Twins to the near side. It's Baker and Bennett. Sistrunk providing the coverage. This is Kolbacki, got about 10. Another first down for the Trojans. They've had all kinds of yards in between the 20s. Seem to move the football at will. And then either a big play by the line, stopping the run, or the secondary with 3 interceptions has certainly responded to the challenge. Special thanks to Tom Ford. He's advised me that Darnell Johnson, 19 carries, 217 yards, 2 scores. This is Chris Baker. Derek Sistrunk on the coverage, but Baker with 10 yards and another Trojans first down. They just move the chains at will. It's hard to believe they're still not on the scoreboard with under 3 minutes to go in the third. Brock Smith is an accurate passer. Defensive secondary have kept the play in front of them. Hershey really hasn't been able to go deep. There's Kolbacki again, so all this pass rush is loosening up the running lanes for Kolbacki and Agosti. Kolbacki with an 11-yard run. And the Trojans on the move, but this drive is taking time. 2.5 minutes and counting in the third quarter. Brock Smith visits Coach Gump May over on the sideline and now has the call. 1st and 10 at the Warrior 41. Chris Baker to the near side, Bennett to the far. Agosti and Kolbacki out of the eye. Smith finds Bennett. The ball is thrown behind him, and Bennett's still able to make the grab. 9 catches with Bennett. He runs the discipline routes, gets open, and Brock Smith and Dave Bennett have a simpatico, a senior simpatico, if you will. able to connect seemingly at will, but unable to get into the end zone. Counting down to the 1.5-minute mark of the third quarter, it's still Gettysburg 21-0 over Hershey. This time, Agosti with nowhere to go. Got maybe a yard, banged down by Danny Keeney. Terrell Barnes also in on that stop. So it's second and a short 4. Counting down near the minute mark. Well, things are starting to get pretty urgent for Hershey. They've got to try to cash in this opportunity, and this is another big third down. Oh, pressure. And he can't get up. It's not the NFL. So Terrell Barnes with the pass rush. Agosti with the catch, but it's going to be short of first down yardage, and that brings up a 4th and 2. So this is the 7th drive of the night for the Trojans. Some of them have been lengthy, and still nothing to show for it. Counting down near the 22nd mark of the third. Slot to the far side. Agosti and Kobaki out of the eye. Smith doesn't like the defense he sees and calls a timeout. 6 seconds to go in the third. And I'm not sure if he could have just let the quarter run out. As it is, they burned a timeout. They've only got 2 left. It's all Gettysburg over Hershey from Hershey Stadium. Warriors 21, Trojans nothing. Fourth and 2 for the Trojans. Their hopes pretty much riding on this play. Smith has a man wide open, and Bennett had to change his route and couldn't hold on to the football. So once again, the Trojans turn it over on downs, and the Warriors will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33, and the Trojan defense has to find a way to stop Johnson. They haven't been able to do it so far. Over 200 yards rushing, 85 of them on one sprint to the end zone. And that'll do it. 3 quarters in the book. 21-0 Warriors when we return. Coach Leedy and his staff would like nothing better than a lengthy drive here as we start the 4th quarter. Split backs on the counter. It's Johnson. Godlaski and company wrap them up after about a 3-yard gain. This game has been able to maintain the viewer interest. Speaking of interest, why not visit Adams County National Bank? Savings, checking accounts, and more. They've been serving our local community since 1857 at Adams County National Bank. They do it all for you. Banking, financial services, accounting, and much, much more. Visit the good people at ACNB, Lincoln Square, or at a branch office near you, 334-3161. 2nd and 7. Jared Lynn tries to get outside. So Lynn has been held pretty much in control. He's got 30-some yards right now, but as we mentioned at the top of the show, over 100 yards in each of his first 3 contests. And certainly Darnell Johnson picking up the slack. Warriors really haven't had to throw it too much tonight. They've made the big plays on both sides of the ball. Misdirection. Brock Smith in on the tackle. As Darnell Johnson with another carry. Well, that drive didn't chew up much clock. So it's 4th and 3, and Timmy Newman in to punt it away. Well, speaking of chew, You always find something good to chew on at the Gingerbread Man. Gee, man, where are we going to eat tonight? How about the G-Man, the Gingerbread Man, 217 Steinware Avenue, Spirit Merchant and Grocer. You always have a good meal and a great experience at the Gingerbread Man. Fair catch! Oh, and the Trojans able to retain possession as Chris Baker crawling on his knees to corral that. And when you need to corral some groceries, head to Kenny's Market. Outstanding stores to serve you in Spring Grove, Littlestown, Gettysburg, and Tawnytown. My favorite place to shop. Bring your gold card. It's your key to tremendous savings with your Kenny's gold card. First and 10 Trojans at their own 20. They keep it on the ground. I'm not really sure if they can afford to do that. Kilbaki got about 6. He's had a pretty nice second half here, but the interception really hurt. Darnell Johnson with a pick. And 2 picks turned into points by the Warriors. One on a one-play drive, the other a lengthier version that still ended in the end zone. 21-0 Gettysburg, clock running. Just over 9 minutes to go. Hershey in danger of falling to 2-2. Warriors trying to go to 4-0. Brock Smith under siege. He's got a man. Loudermilk picks up the first down. Terrell Barnes and Connor McKee, the defensive ends, met at the quarterback, but Smith somehow slipped the ball to Loudermilk, who moves the chains. That was crucial for the Trojans. Greg Malawicki leading the charge from his defensive tackle position. Curtis Corbin in there at the other defensive tackle. This time it's Agosti. Near first down yard. It's going to be third down and about a yard. Dan Caney, number 69. The name rings a bell. The dinner bell. Dan, the son of George Caney, the new executive chef at the Links at Gettysburg. Chef George prepares the area's most delectable Sunday brunch buffet every week, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call 359-8000 extension 50 to make your reservations today. Smith under pressure completes the pass to Agosti for first down yardage. Still on his feet near the 48-yard line, and Darnell Johnson and Jesse Trail wrestle him out of bounds, and somehow Malawicki got out there as well. You brides-to-be, Chef George provides the culinary excellence to make every wedding reception a day you will never forget. The Lynx and George Keeney, what a team. Just like Dan Keeney and the Gettysburg Warriors. Visit the Lynx at Gettysburg this Sunday for Chef Keeney's Sunday Brunch Buffet with a spectacular view. R.J. Van Brakel wrestles Loudermilk to the turf after a 5-yard reception. So these 5 yards and a cloud of dust aren't going to get it done for the Trojans, and Coach Leedy and the staff will give them that 5-yard out pattern all night. It's the theme of bend but don't break. Second and 6. Smith throwing now on nearly every play. Hands it off this time to Kilbaki. And Kilbaki got about 3 or 4 yards. Robin Shaw in on the stop along with McKee and Van Brakel, Derek Sistrom. So another big third down for Brock Smith and the Trojans, under 7 minutes to go. Slot to the far side with Bennett and Loudermilk. Godlaski tight end to the near. Out of the eye. Quick throw. Bennett has the ball and the first down. Robin Shaw on the tackle. Excuse me, that was R.J. Van Brakel. The theme of this defense, bend but don't Van Brakel. Bennett now with 10 catches on the day. He's an impressive receiver. He's over 100 yards through the airways, but you know, Brock Smith now spending a lot of time getting the call from the sideline, 1st and 10 at the Warrior 39, but Father Time, the enemy. Warriors with a 21-0 lead. Smith throws deep, has Loudermilk. He's got the ball, and the ball came loose, incomplete. Let's see. And it's a fumble. Loudermilk fumbled it at the 1, and it went into the end zone, recovered by the Warriors. Let's see, they're talking about it. They're having a confab. Trojans want a touchdown, and obviously the Warriors want the football. 38-yard gain, Loudermilk, and he was tackled. It looked like he was tackled at the 1. The ball was coughed forward into the end zone where the Warriors recovered it. And they're going to say down by contact? Well, we'll see. They're still discussing it. 6:02 to go in the 4th quarter. We're going to stay right with the action because this is a pretty important decision impacting the outcome of this game. Well, we'll see. Jared Lynn is at the 30-yard line. Well, maybe it's going to be called incomplete. Maybe Loudermilk never had possession, and that's probably the best call they can make. Referee explaining it to Brock May. 1st down. I still don't understand the call. Yeah. The flag is in the holding area, so maybe it's going to be negate the catch. That'd be an easy way to get themselves off the hook. The officials rule that there's a hold, which would negate the pass play, whether it was a completion or not. And yet they're talking to Dave Bennett, one of the captains for Hershey. Special thanks to the pub and restaurant on the square in Gettysburg, supporting local sports in our local community for so many years. Thanks to Lisa Grimm and her fine staff at the pub and restaurant. They're personable and professional. Victuals, libations galore. You'll find them all at the pub and restaurant. Open 7 days a week for your enjoyment. It's where good friends meet. Well, it's a 1st and 10 at the original line of scrimmage. I still don't know what happened. The give is to Kobaki. Kobaki gets a wacky after a pickup of about 6. Van broke him. And call it 2nd and a long 5. 5:41 to go, so I still don't understand that sequence. But obviously, the play negated. Maybe he was offsetting. 2nd and a long 5. Trojans are still not on the scoreboard. 21-0 Gettysburg with 5:20 to go. Doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency for Brock Smith and the Trojans. And now he airs it out, intended for Bennett, incomplete. Good double coverage. Johnson was behind him, and Jesse Trail in front knocked the ball down. So Bennett tried to get behind the defense and couldn't do it. They'll give him the 5-yarders now. They just can't give up the quick score.
He don't know what it is. He didn't know what to do.
So it's 3rd and 6. Trojan hopes, slim as they are, coming down to this next play or two. Loudermilk's flanked to the near side. Bennett split to the far. And they give it, nothing doing. Jared Lynn stuffed that. That was Agosti to try to surprise the Warriors with the run, and they were not fooled. 4th and 6. The game coming down to this. If the Warriors can hold here, they pretty much have this one in the bag. Looking to move to 4-0. The latest rankings had them number 10 statewide at the AAA level, and obviously Coach Leedy did not allow them to read those clippings. It hasn't gone to their head, and they've had a balanced effort. Screen pass, complete to Agosti. Van Brakel with a solid tackle, short of the first down. So R.J. Van Brakel has really had an outstanding game in his linebacker position. It's hard to point to any Warriors who have not had an outstanding game. And once again, they turn it over on downs. So 8 drives, 3 ending interceptions, 1 resulted in a missed field goal. I think the Trojans have only punted once or twice in the whole game. But once they get close, the Warrior defense gets aroused. And right now they're pitching a shutout. 2 tight end set for the Warriors. Jared Lynn flanked to the far side. Corbin, the lead blocker for Darnell Johnson. Nothing doing that time. Great pursuit by Mike Landis, the linebacker. So Johnson lost the yard. He's still well over 200 for the game. Special thanks to our underwriters, the Pub and Restaurant, the Gingerbread Man, Kenny's Market, the Links at Gettysburg, and Adams County National Bank. Thanks to you, this game of the week has been made possible. And you viewers out there, go in and thank those merchants and patronize their businesses and express your thanks to them for helping sponsor local athletes here on ACTV. 2nd and 11, 3.5 minutes to go. Johnson for maybe a couple. It'll be 3rd and 9. Well, Timmy Newman is going to look to punt it if the Warriors don't pick up 9 yards here. And Hershey calls a timeout. Habig trots off under his own power. And the Warriors have pushed the Trojans around all night, and they lead on the scoreboard 21-0 with 3:21 to go. Nearly 10 yards to go. 3:21 in the 4th. 2 tight end sets. Offset eye. Scudder tries to get outside, and he does create a little more room for Newman. Not Seinfeld's neighbor, Timmy Newman, the punter for the Warriors. 4th and 4. They'll use every bit of the clock. Under 3 minutes to go. Seconds and the hopes of the Trojans ticking away. Oh for 8 in drives. They're going to take the delay game penalty, use every bit of clock. Can't blame them. So they'll back it up 5 yards, but another 30 seconds off the clock. 2:16 now to go in this one. And Coach Sam Leedy and the Warriors ready to move to 4-0 on the young season. Hershey will drop to 2-2, barring some kind of miracle. Line of scrimmage at the 31-yard line. High snap. And Newman gets it away. Nice job. Baker called a fair catch at the 39. He had room to run it. I'm not sure why he did that, but now there's a flag down in the backfield. Oh, it's roughing the kicker. Great job by Newman. So not only does He fields the snap, but he draws the flag, and the Warriors can try to keep the drive alive and just run out the clock. The bend but don't break boys have done it again. They shut out Southwestern in the opener, a couple of late touchdowns against the reserves to New Oxford. In last week's 52-19 debacle win over Big Spring. Big Spring did have some success in the airwaves, but obviously not enough as they lost big time by 33 points. First and 10 at the 45-yard line, so a couple of personal fouls have really hurt the Warriors. Jesse Trail makes the catch, and he's inside the 10 at about the 5. So the Warriors kind of lulled everybody to sleep with their ground attack. Coach Levy decides to go top shelf, and he pays big dividends, 40 yards. Tyler Scudder to Jesse Trail. So Trail fumbled that punt early on in the contest, has certainly atoned for it with his play since then. Big catch, big throw, Tyler Scudder to Jesse Trail, first and goal at the 6. Robin Shy to the end zone. Robin Shy, his first carry of the night, and it goes for 6. $1:52 to go, and the Warriors getting ready to match their score in the opening shutout against Southwestern. 27-0. Scudder will try to make it 28-0. And that kick is no good. Pushed it off wide left. Good pressure by the Trojans, but really, this one is over. 1:52 to go. Smith and the Trojans will try to put in the end zone just to give them something to build on next week. 4-0, the band chanting on the far sideline. They're loving this. The Warriors take center stage under the bright lights at Hershey Stadium, and they put on a tremendous performance on both sides of the football. 27-0. Timmy Newman has done everything they've asked him to do tonight. A couple of maybe 3 touchbacks and decent punting when he's had to punt. There really haven't been many punts by either team. So it looks like Jared Lynn will be under 100 yards, but Darnell Johnson over 200 yards. This kick taken at the 5. Bennett tackled. Nice job, Jesse Trail. He's usually the first one down there on kick coverage, and maybe he was offsides. There's a flag down. So maybe he had a head start getting down there on kick coverage, and they might make the Warriors kick it again. That did run 7 seconds off the clock, and that is the call, offsides on the kickoff team. The referees will give you a little slack, but not much, and obviously a couple Warriors 3 or 4 yards ahead of the ball. So Newman will have to boot it from the 35, and this will take a little bit of the charge out of the coverage team as they will have to make an effort to stay on sides. Baker and Bennett at their own 22, so the Trojans will get good field position, but so what? This is all Gettysburg. The Warriors scoring early, scoring late. 1 touchdown in each quarter, and that's going to go out of bounds at the 4-yard line, so Hershey will start at their own 40. Well, that's the NFL. It's a 30 35 in high school. That's not a bad play. Warriors will take that. So no time off the clock on that kick, but only 1:45 to go for Brock Smith and the Hershey Trojans. Well, they kept this Hershey offense in their sights. Well, I guess it is the 40. I thought it was the 40. And now they've seen the Trojans in their rearview mirror as they pulled away. Smith out of the shotgun. Hit as he threw, knocked away by Van Brakel. He's had a tremendous game tonight. R.J. Van Brakel, a 10th grader, 5'11", 160 pounds of Tasmanian Devil, and he's done a great job here tonight. Along with really the entire defense for the Warriors. And now a few reserves getting in there. Pretty much the starters still in there for the Warriors, but Alex Witt is in there at the defensive tackle position, and Jake Kump at the end. So some of the reserves getting in there. Brad Thompson at the corner. 2nd and 10. Smith steps up, throws downfield, intercepted again. Number 17 for the Warriors, Ronak Patel. So 4 interceptions for Smith, and that'll do it. Smith, accurate passer, a lot of stats, but those 4 NTs are not going to impress the recruiters. Overall, though, you have to say he's a pretty outstanding prospect. 1:25 to go. Interceptions by the Warriors. Jesse Trail, Darnell Johnson, Connor McKee, the big one, 67 yards for a touchdown. And now Ronak Patel to seal the deal. Hershey not stopping the clock, a loss of 3. Brian Smith on the carry. Mike Britt out there on the offensive line. Mike Morlock. Steven Rakes out there at the receiver position. He's flanked to the near side. It's Brad Thompson at the controls. Clock is stopped now with 36 seconds to go. Another loss of yardage, but, well, you know, the Warriors, they're only concerned now. They would like to preserve the shutout, and now a delay. A huddle, an illegal substitution, as they had too many people in the huddle. Ryan Weatherly into the contest as well for Coach Lee. He's a sophomore. Well, the reserves are reenacting Sherman's March to the Sea in reverse. But they're using up clock. And look for Brad Thompson, maybe just take a knee. He does. So it'll bring up a 3rd down, and the clock is running. Travis Perone is out there. and Joe Sollenberger. And that's going to do it. I don't think they need to run another play. 4, 3, 2, 1. A shutout for the Warrior defense. 27-0 over Hershey. A final word of thanks to our fleet of underwriters, the Lynx of Gettysburg, the Gingerbread Man, the Pub and Restaurant, Penny's Market, and Adams County National Bank. We thank you for your generous support of high school athletes here on the Game of the Week. And so from Hershey Stadium, a shout out for the Warriors. For Paul Plank, this is Jeff Cook saying, thanks for tuning in. See you next week, sports fans. Good night. All right, Paul, I got to run down there.